Welcome to Extraterrestrial Reality. Well, Enigma Labs, in a recent report, has indicated that as of August, over the past couple of years, they've been able to collect over 9,000 potential USO sightings, which stands for Unidentified Submersible Objects. Instead of UFOs, these objects are apparently capable of moving through water. This is why I believe UAP. I'll give the government some credit here. UAP actually covers this better than anything else. I believe that's the better term anymore, because obviously UFOs just aren't UFOs. They're obviously USOs too. I mean, if you see a UFO hovering out over the ocean and then it dives into the ocean, it becomes a USO. So I think you're better off saying it's UAP, or unidentified anomalous phenomena, because that's what it is. Apparently these objects, UFOs, USOs, whatever, UAP, they could do whatever. They could fly in the air, into space, underwater. They could do just about anything. Well, I'm not sure if they were able to fly through brick walls or not, but who knows? Maybe they could. It's anything's possible, I guess, with when you have technology that could be a million years more advanced than anything we have here. You got to take everything into consideration. But according to this report from Enigma Labs website, it says, as of August 2025, the Enigma network has logged over 9,000 U.S. sightings within 10 miles of shorelines and major waterways. Approximately 1,500 of those reports specifically mention water, ocean, lake, or beach. And roughly 500 of those occurred within 5 miles of a coastline. More than 150 reports describe objects hovering above or ascending into or descending from bodies of water. The United States with the most USO reports are California and Florida. Okay, in California, they say here 389 reports, and Florida 306, which is not a surprise given they have large coastal populations. And then it says here they have highlights of the community's eyewitness accounts. Several reports come from aviation professionals and military veterans. Many describe glowing metallic or silver spherical objects that appear to spin or move in formation, hover for extended periods, and maneuver near restricted airspace. So then they have different examples here. Like, for instance, they have like 6 different cases here, and you could click on each case. Some of them have video with them. This one here says the orbs emerge from the ocean off the horizon, or sometimes just appear from the south of New Jersey. They hover towards Long Island. And if you click on this, let's see if this one has a video or a picture. Some of them have pictures, some of them have videos. This one doesn't seem to have anything right now. Back to sightings. Oh, there we go. All right, it says here, I'm posting current footage recorded off the Sea Bright Beach live webcam this evening. I'm begging anyone with access to New Jersey beaches to head over there tonight, or in clear rain-free evenings between 5 and 11 p.m. The drones are currently flying freely and surrounding very bright orbs. The orbs emerge from the ocean off the horizon, or sometimes just appear from the south of New Jersey. They hover towards Long Island. I saw 2 people walking their dogs on the pier. Please come forward with your eyewitness reports. Yeah, this one does have a video here. Let's put it on with sound, although there is no sound. But you can see objects here. So you can click on each of these reports on this website, and you'll see some of them have video. So this guy was filming all these different orbs you could see hovering out over the ocean. So I find that very interesting. And there's a lot of cases like this on here. A lot of different cases like this. Okay, let's go back to it, and let's see what the next one says here. Number 2, it says, this one here says, I saw a faint light falling from the sky over the ocean headed toward North Myrtle Beach. It had a protrusion or an atmospheric resistance bulb around it. It was moving at an intense rate of speed, losing altitude, and as it was at a height that I would guess to be 40,000 feet, it seemed to fall abruptly due to gravity. So this was from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And you could click on there, and let's see if they give us any video or images. No video for this one. Nope. Okay, let's go back and try the next one. This one's from Rhode Island, Narragansett, Rhode Island. Okay. And it says, and this was just from April 6, 2024. It says, sitting at seawall to view rainbow toward left. Massive storm cloud came over ocean and covered rainbow, and it began to rain. Rain stopped, and 2 small bright orbs appeared out of the storm cloud. They were too close together and too bright to be airplanes. One went back into the cloud, while the other in the video flew downward on an angle over the horizon toward Newport until it vanished. Immediately, the clouds cleared enough to show a brightly colored rainbow from where it flew downward into the ocean. And if you click on there, let's see what we get. I think this one does have a video. Okay, there it is. Yep, there's a video on this one. You could see an orb way back there in the distance moving. So the guy was able to capture something. It's in a loop here. There you go. You can see it again. Very interesting. Very interesting. Let's go to the next one here. This one's from Vero Beach, Florida, from October 26, 2021. Saw 3 spheres come out of the ocean in a triangle formation and flew up and quickly disappeared. Let's click on this and see what it has. I believe this one's just an image, a picture. Yeah, you could see, looks like there's 2 orbs right here. I don't know. There's something down there, maybe? Is that what he's talking about? I don't know. Very interesting stuff. There's a lot of people are using this Enigma app on their phones. And I think it's pretty neat. I mean, this is in addition to all the people who file reports with the National UFO Reporting Center. Now you have this, which I find very interesting. And, I mean, where's it going to get us? I don't know. Just let more people aware that, yeah, there's stuff going on here and we have no explanation for it. I think that's probably the benefit of having something like this, to get more and more people aware of the situation. Here was another one from Phoenix, Arizona, from May 4th, 2024. It says, I'm a pilot. En route over the Pacific Ocean, I witnessed 5 lights circling around each other. One shot off to the north at an incredible speed. It returned 5 minutes later at the same speed, stopping directly in the middle of the 4 other rotating lights. These lights are becoming more and more common in the Pacific, usually to the north of Hawaii. I've seen them off the coast of Japan as well, numerous times. This was the first time I have witnessed them move at that speed. This one, I believe, does have a video. So let's check it out quick. Yeah, this is pretty weird looking, whatever this thing is. Let's rewind that here. I'm not sure what we're looking at here. It's a close-up of an object? I don't know. I'm not sure. Unless it's I mean, I don't know. It looks like it could be a moon. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure what we're looking at. But that was the video from it. Okay, let's go back and see. I think there's one more here that they have. Yep. This was from Wilmington, North Carolina, December 27th, 2024. I was out enjoying the evening when I saw a single flying object come off the ocean. It didn't have the typical sound of any aircraft I'm familiar with. It hummed quietly, unlike the distinct sounds of high or low bypass engines, turbojets, turboprop, inline, or even propellers of any type. What's more, it wasn't showing up on any flight tracker apps. All right, let's see if there's an image with this one. I don't know. Okay, yeah, there is. The dark sky, you see some objects flashing up there, in the sky up there, all over the place. Yeah. So I guess, I guess the purpose of this, there's scientists and stuff that are behind this. There's professionals that are behind the scenes that are looking at these things. I don't know what they're hoping to achieve I guess maybe what you achieve here is it just makes more people aware. Hey, yeah, there's something weird going on in the skies, not only in the skies, but also in the oceans. Things are coming in and out of water. There's just a lot of different reports nowadays, and more people are able to film things because of the cell phones that we have. And I think it's just a matter of public awareness, letting people know that, hey, yeah, if you see something out there, you're not nuts. Everybody's seeing stuff out there, and we have no answers for it. The governments of the world aren't telling us what they know. They're keeping it all hush hush. In reality, we know what it is. For the most part. I mean, of course, I'm sure some of these things we're looking at there may be a prosaic explanation for some of them, but not for all of them, right? Not for all of them. We know what's behind this. There's beings here with us. That's what's going on. Nobody wants to talk about it, though, from our governments. They don't want to tell us what they know. I'm starting to really think that it must be something really bad, really bad. Maybe like in that previous episode where I was talking about the possibility that these beings are here to eat us, right? Maybe that's what it is, because that's why they don't want to tell us, because they don't think that we can handle it. They think we're too stupid to deal with that. Maybe that's what it is. And I just want to make a correction with regard to that previous episode. I said that that human beings, like I was pointing out how we eat all these different living creatures. We slay them and then we eat them, like cows, pigs, right, chickens, whatever. Right, fish, whatever. We kill things and then we eat them. And I referred to the human race as carnivorous. No, we're omnivores, right? We'll eat plants, we'll eat meat, and we'll cook our meat. Carnivores are more like, wild animals eating raw meat, for the most part. But at the same time, what's the difference? Okay, you kill something, you eat it. I mean, But again, I made a mistake. I should have said omnivore. I should have made that clearer. I did. See, even sometimes I'm stupid. I'm a human being, so even sometimes I'm stupid. I make stupid mistakes too. And so everyone should keep that in mind. So when you see somebody making stupid comments in the comment section, right, about that they don't see anything, right, just understand, hey, that person can't help it. He's a human. He or she's human, right? That means that they can be stupid sometimes. That's how you have to look at this stuff. Okay, I want to get caught up on some of the recent Spotify polls. And we're going to go back to the episode, Humans Might Depend on the ET NHI Presence. Also, reasons people refuse to believe ETs are here. Now, I know I did this one before the last time I did the Spotify polls, but I think there was only a handful of votes at that time. Now we're up to a full 31. And I asked this question, do you believe it's possible humans wouldn't be here without the NHI presence? 31 votes so far with only 6 days left. Okay, 7 people or 22.6% say no, while the majority, 24 or 77.4% say yes. I agree with the majority. I believe it's very possible. I think it's very possible that if it wasn't for them, maybe we wouldn't be here. Maybe that's what's going on here. Maybe that's why they want to talk about it. Because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here. They're the ones who are behind the scenes making this all possible. It's just a possibility. It doesn't mean I'm right that's correct or anything. But because we really don't know, we could say these things. They could be here to eat us. They could be here to create us. They could be here for so many different reasons. But the people in the government who are more knowledgeable about these things, who have recovered craft that have crashed, who have recovered dead alien bodies, and according to some reports, even live aliens, you would think that they would know more, right, than anybody. But they don't share what they know. They just act stupid about it, pretend they don't know anything, when we all know that they have to know because we have evidence that shows that there's something here. Okay, moving on. What's the next one here? Okay, so for the episode, subscribers share terrifying, mystifying alien abduction experiences. I asked this question: would it surprise you to learn ETs first scan people the way we scan products in a grocery checkout when choosing abduction victims? Okay, now in that episode, there's 25 votes so far on this one with 11 days left. Now in that episode I was talking about, there was one case where the guy felt like he was being scanned. There were lights that were scanning him, and he thinks that he put out the hypothesis that he thinks that it's possible that what these beings do, they scan you first to see if you're going to be something that they're going to want to abduct on a regular basis or not. Okay, let's see what the people say. Okay, only 9 people or 36% say yes, while the majority, 16 people or 64% say no. So it wouldn't surprise them. Yeah, it would not surprise me either if that's what they do. If they scan us like we're, in a checkout line in a grocery store, they scan us to see, okay, yeah, this one, I like this. This one seems ripe. We'll take this one. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me one bit. I mean, look at the way we treat other living creatures. I mean, why should it be a surprise if that's how they would treat us? Right? If they're superior to us technologically, in every which way you could possibly imagine, then why would it be surprising? It would not be surprising. It would most certainly not be surprising. Okay, moving on. For the episode, if you still don't know that a non-human intelligence is here, you're stupid. I asked this question: do you know that there is a non-human intelligence on Earth? 39 votes so far with 17 days left. Okay, let's find out how many people are stupid. Okay, 7 people or 17.9% say no, right? So while the majority, 32 or 82.1% say yes. So there's 7 people who do not know, right? They do not know. It's not their fault. I mean, it could be their upbringing. It could be their exposure to this literature on the phenomenon. Who knows? I mean, who knows? They could have been living in a basement their whole lives. I mean, who knows? Maybe they could be living in their mom's basement right now, and they're like 35 years old, and they're eating pizza pies and asking the mom to run out and grab them cigarettes and batteries for their TV remote control because they're dead. I mean, who knows what caused these people to become as stupid as they are? It might not be their fault. It could just be the way they were born, the way their minds operate. They could have a lack of brain cells in their head to use. I mean, there's a lot of different things that could lead to this. You have to think about it, All right, moving on. Okay, for the episode, subscriber alien encounter accounts reveal that some abductees given the gift of premonition. I asked this question: were the abductees discussed in this episode given the gift of premonition by NHI, or are NHI telling them the future? Only 16 votes so far for this one. 7 people, or 43.8%, say they were given the gift of premonition, while the majority, 9 people, or 56.3%, say the NHI revealed the future to them. Okay. Yeah. Now these are instances where some people are having, it seems like they were able to, like the one woman was, who has alien encounters her whole life. She was pulling into her driveway, or she was going home. She was about to pull into her driveway, but saw a voice said to her, no, park here. Right. So she parked in a different spot. And then like within 5 minutes, a tree branch broke off a nearby tree and landed right where her car would have been parked in her regular spot. And she would have been possibly killed. And she said she heard this voice tell her, park here. Now, was that the aliens telling her, or was that did they give her some sort of skills in this in predicting the future? What was it? So a majority is saying no. The NHI were there, and they revealed to her the danger ahead. As for other people that we're talking about, there was another case in there too as well. I don't know. I really can't say. I'm gonna go if I had to make a choice. I'm going to go with NHI reveal the future. It could be that they're just watching some people, and it could be that they might be able to see things that are coming that we can't. Okay, for the episode, the Turkey UFO videos, a closer look, I asked this question. Which case provides the best evidence that shows there is a non-human intelligence operating on Earth? 28 votes so far with 24 days left. Okay, 0 people say the 1966 Westall school incident. 1 person, or 3.6%, say the Phoenix Lights. 9 people, or 32.1%, or 8 people, or 28.6%, say the Vegas alien incident. 9 people, or 32.1%, say the Ariel school incident from 1994. And the majority of people, 10 people, or 35.7%, say Turkey UFO incident. Well, I think that all of these cases that we were talking about here, I think all of them are really excellent cases. Of course, I think you all know what my personal choice would be. I would have to go with the Vegas alien incident for so many different reasons. The Turkey UFO incident, it's been out for a long time. To this point, nobody has debunked it, despite some people claiming they have debunked it. Of course, they're lying. Nobody's debunked it. It was looked at by experts from 4 different countries, as we talked about. There's no way, right, that could have been faked. And you see that there was little beings inside the craft, in addition to incredible footage, the best UFO footage we have, I think. Nothing compares to that as far as I'm concerned. You see detail, close-up detail of what the crafts look like. And not only that, it looks like you see beings in there. And not only that, it looks like alien abduction might be ongoing, at least in some of those segments that we were looking at. So, yeah, I think I would have to say Turkey UFO is definitely a great case. The Ariel school incident, how could that be denied? How could anybody deny that one? Yes, we don't have any videos. There's nothing to look at, right? But you have over 60 school children, elementary school kids, in September of 1994, broad daylight, 10:30 a.m., during a recess, see a flying craft land. Alien creatures exit it. One of the creatures communicated telepathically with a handful of these kids, put messages in their minds of destruction and telling them how technology could be bad for you. And they were shocked. They were scared. They were interviewed shortly thereafter by people like Cynthia Hines. She was a UFO investigator who lived in that area. And then later on, John Mack. We saw the interviews. We saw that Randall Nickerson documentary from a couple of years ago. There's no denying that case. To me, that proves, that case alone, the Ariel school incident alone, right? But you don't even need anything else, actually. Despite the fact that we have no video or photos or anything like that, right? It doesn't matter. You have all these witnesses, over 60 kids. And a lot of those kids, they're interviewed over, 30 years later, they're still saying the same thing. It really did happen. You just can't make something like that up, right? You can't have, how could a bunch of little kids in elementary school contrive a story like this and maintain it for all these decades? That's just impossible. That's impossible. So to me, right, it really did happen, and there's no denying it. There were alien creatures that communicated with these kids It looked like it was deliberate too. It was they must have, those beings must have known that there were no adults around either. They must have known. They probably could see, these beings have the ability to know what any situation is. I am sure. I'm sure things that we couldn't even imagine that they're capable of doing. They're capable of doing, and I just don't see how anybody could deny that. The Westall School incident, pretty much the same kind of situation. You had, in that situation, you had students and staff, well over 100, right, people that had seen UFOs, and then you had government officials showing up, mysterious government officials telling people to shut up. You had one school teacher who was threatened into silence, right? So, I mean, obviously something happened there, right? There's no question about it. The Phoenix Lights, I mean, come on. You had at least 1,000 people. Who knows how many people saw those giant craft, including the governor, Fife Symington, saw it himself, right? He admitted that years later. Lots of people saw that giant object floating around. How could it be denied? I mean, obviously, it's not something that was made by humans, right? So obviously, it had to really happen, and obviously, there's no questioning this. It wasn't some illusion or something like that. Now, when you have all of these witnesses, it's impossible. And then finally, of course, the Vegas alien incident. I think that this one, personally, of course, as you all know, I think that this is the best incident, because there's no wriggle room for the debunkers. Debunkers could say anything they want about some of these other cases, right? But they won't even try to debunk this one. They won't even try it because they know they can't. Because we do not only do we have the testimony from the witnesses, not only do we have 911 call, not only do we have a police response, not only do we have numerous videos of the object falling from the sky, some of those videos showing anomalous qualities to the object, including a strange oscillating sound. Also, the fact that it didn't show a heat signature under long wave infrared. Right? We have all of that, and then we have the minute and 41-second long cell phone footage that shows alien creatures, right, in the backyard, just like the family members stated. So how could nobody could deny it? It can't be debunked. All these cases together, it's like a Hawaiian punch right in the face. It's over. This is done. I mean, we have enough evidence at this point. You put all of this stuff together. It's like the dream team. You know, you put these 5 cases together, it's like the dream team. It makes it impossible to debunk it. But yet, for the most part, a lot of scientists, for some reason, they still won't talk about this. They still act like, oh, we don't have any evidence. What the hell are you talking about? This right here, this is evidence right here. You're pretending it doesn't exist for some reason. Meanwhile, our government keeps lying to us about this, what they know. It's just very frustrating, all of it. It really is. But yeah, I just think all these cases together, I mean, you could take one of them and say that's good enough, right? Ariel School, good enough, right? But you put them all together, wow, what a powerhouse it really is. I mean, think about it. There's no, I mean, and this is just the tip of the iceberg, not even part of the tip. I mean, when you think about all the other cases out there, Betty and Barney Hill, Lonnie Zamora, so on, and Travis Walton, so on and so on and so on. I mean, there's just so many. Antonio Villas Boas. I mean, there's just so many cases. The Chicago O'Hare incident. I mean, it's at this point, right? If you don't know, it goes back to the other poll question I had. If you don't know that there's a non-human intelligence on this planet right now, you are stupid. Your head is in the sand and you are dumb. You are really dumb. I'm really sorry to say that. And I know but it's like tough love here a little bit, you know? You got to be really stupid at this point not to know that there's something here. And I just like to know, where is the scientific community already? What are you guys doing? Why are your heads still in the sand after all this time? It's time to get it out of the sand. It's time to start taking this seriously. It's not a laughing matter. It's not a joking matter. It's something to take seriously. And then on top of all of this stuff, we're talking about these things. And in the backdrop here, we have these congressional hearings ongoing, right? People, whistleblowers coming, meeting in Congress, testifying under oath to weird stuff that they saw. We talked about that recently in the most recent hearing. You have all this stuff going on, but yet for some reason, scientific journals they will not accept this situation. The reality of the situation is that there is an NHI presence here. There's enough evidence now that shows that. There's no question about it. There's something here, folks, and government officials are lying about it. And I think that's how we need to look at this from this point forward. We just got to accept the fact that the governments aren't going to talk about this. Whatever their reasons are, who gives a shit, right? It shouldn't even matter. It shouldn't matter at this point. But the thing is, right, the bottom line is they should, I mean, forget about the government, right? Forget about them. Let's talk about the scientific community. Okay, just acknowledge, okay, government is lying to us, so we got to take this one and handle it ourselves and start studying it right now. From whatever we have, we'll take it from here and we'll figure out what's going on. We need to figure out what's going on with this phenomenon. Why are they here? You know, like Scott Roeder said when he first did his initial presentation on showing the proof, talking about how he was able to determine that the Las Vegas case proved beyond any doubt that there's something here, that there were beings in that backyard, right? Back in 2023. He said the next question is, who are they? What do they want? Where do they come from? There's like 3 big questions. Okay, that's what we need to figure out. And that's what the scientific community should be working on right now. I say, I'm not a scientist. I mean, there's people out there, thousands of people, tens of thousands of people who are talking about their experiences with this phenomenon, whether it's sighting up close or an encounter with the beings, abductions, whatever, right? Talking about this for decades. And now there's enough evidence at this point to show you that it's undeniable, right? Yeah, there is something. So where is the scientific community? In fact, as far as I'm concerned, the people who need to be ridiculed in the scientific community are the people who do not accept this, who do not accept that there is enough evidence at this point to show unequivocally that we are not alone. And they need to start taking it from that position and try to figure out what it's all about. Now, of course, some people are. Okay, you look at it, we were just talking before, Enigma Labs, they're looking into it. There's some people involved. The people involved with that are professionals, right? And other organizations too. The Galileo Project. There's efforts out there, but we need more. It has to be. It can't just be about the craft. It needs to be about the beings. That's what we need to know more about. The ones who created those craft, the ones who are operating those craft. That's what we really need to know more than anything. Yeah, is it important to reverse engineer this stuff? I'm sure it is, right? Because if somebody else reverse engineers it before you, then next thing you know, they're taking over the world and we're done, right? Okay, I get that part, but at the same time, we need to find out what these beings are up to, right? And I know there's a lot of people who say, yeah, they're friendly and everything. I don't see how anybody could know that for a fact. How could anybody say that? I mean, I wouldn't sit here and say they're all bad, and I know that for a fact. I don't know. I really don't know. It could be, it's probably a mixed bag, but I think we need our scientific community to start taking this more seriously. And we have enough evidence at this juncture where they should be. And they should be, if they don't believe in it, as far as I'm concerned, any scientist that I see that says there's not enough evidence, like if Neil deGrasse Tyson shows up on TV and says there's not enough, well, guess what, Neil? Either you're lying or you're stupid. It's either A or B. All right, that's enough of the rant. I just want to say this. I want to say thank you all for joining me today. Until next time.